Today is October 1st, so let's go ahead and take a look at next month's books with my comic spec picks for all of November 2023. I did want to remind you I do have my PayPal and my Venmo in the description of the video if you want to support the channel and endeavors like this. Any support would be greatly appreciated, and if you leave a message with the support, I will read it in the next video, and I am doing my 1K subscriber giveaway. I am halfway there. I'm getting there. So let's keep this train a-rolling. Like, comment, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get started. And week number 1 is the week of November 1st. 2023. On these DC books, you're going to see October 31st because it's the Tuesday before, but the new comic book Wednesday is the 1st of November. So, anyway, just in case you see that, that's why. But we have Return of Superman 30th Anniversary Special number 1. And this one, it basically revisits the death of Superman, but you're getting it from several different perspectives, and it may actually have a cameo or mention of a new villain. So that's pretty interesting. And then after that, we have Spider-Boy number 1, and it's Spider-Boy number 1, but there is actually the first appearance of a bowling-themed villain, Gutterball. And I don't remember, maybe if I feel like it, I'll go do some research and put it in, but I feel like there was someone close, like Pinball or something, or Spinball, someone that was in the IDW Spider-Man run had their first appearance there. I think it was a pink costume, Gumball or something, I don't remember, but anyways, Gutterball kind of reminded me of that. But yeah, so we're gonna get Spider-Boy number 1 on November 1st. Next up, we have Ultimate Universe number 1. And this one I put in here as important because it's actually going to launch a new line of Ultimate Universe titles. It is a one-shot, but because it is kind of the base, there could be stuff that happens in here that is important for the rest of, the run, as well as it could possibly coincide with some stuff that they're going to do on Disney Plus and the MCU in the future. And also Jonathan Hickman's writing it, so you can't go wrong with that. I think that's a great idea, and I think that doing the Ultimate Universe again could be fun. I believe that Miles Morales is actually from the Ultimate Universe, if I'm not mistaken. So we saw how well that went. Next up, we have Star Wars Hyperspace Stories number 10. And this is the first appearance of Bad Batch in story. It is Dark Horse, so I don't know if it quite applies because it's Dark Horse, not Marvel. But I did want to show you this one. I did show this in my FOC video that was, previously, that was due actually on Monday. And these are the images of the Bad Batch, but I wanted to say again, I don't know who that character is, but because in the show I am familiar with the other 5, and so it is Echo. I couldn't remember if it was Echo or Fives, but I think Fives is the one that died. And I don't know who this is, but it's not Echo. So I don't know how that's going to be different. And then because that's different, that makes it not part of the canon. So next up we have White Widow number 1. And again, kind of the same thing with the Ultimate Universe. You don't know if they're going to take stuff from here with Yelena Belova and put that stuff into the MCU or the or Disney Plus. But I want to go ahead and show you, this is the local comic shop day variant with white on white, and I think that's awesome. And then you have an awesome art germ. This is a 1 for 100 virgin. So, couple cool covers to go with this book that could, oh, it actually does have some key value also. Not big, but it does have the introduction of the armament. So, there you go. Alright, the next ones are basically second prints. And this is Predator versus Wolverine second print. And then this one is a Predator versus Wolverine. This is a second print 1 for 25. And you know how I feel about a second print 1 for 25. Those are almost rarely $25. And this one is actually $8. So there you go. Like for cover price. So if you can get it for 25 for the ratio and a second print, that might have some value. I don't know if it ever will have any like true value, long-term value, but you might be able to find something in the short term. Next up, we have God's #1, the second print. And this, again, was the first appearance of the Cubist Core, who is a being of pure corruption. But then it also is the first appearance of the Centaur of the Centums, which kind of reminds me of... It does have Doctor Strange on here, but it kind of reminds me how they have the Sanctum Sanctorum. A little alliteration, something like that. But anyways, I'm not familiar with the story. I believe it came out yesterday, from the day I'm recording this, on Thursday the 28th. Or it comes out this upcoming Wednesday, I can't remember. But anyways, the second print comes out on November 1st. And the last one for November 1st is Captain America #1 second print. And honestly, I didn't really read Captain America #1. Here's some of the variants you might remember. And that's okay, hold on. I just noticed this. This is called a self-parody variant. He's like, he's just making fun of himself. What? Because that other one was so god awful. But like, if you look at them side to side, this one isn't even close. That other one was just atrocious. But anyway, that's hilarious. It's called a self-parody variant. Yeah, of course, there's no feet in it. Man, that guy was awful at drawing. Anyway, what is this one? This one looks cool. This is the Ramita Jr. That's really nice. So, anyways, that's it for... so it looks like it was released on the 20th. The second print is going to be released on November 1st, if that's something you're interested in. And that's going to be it for the week of November 1st for pretty much everyone except the 31st, obviously Halloween, for anything from Lunar, like those DC books you saw. Let's move on to the next week. And the next week up is November 8th, 2023. And we're going to start things off with God's #2. And we actually had God's #1 second print in the last week, which had a first appearance. And this one is a first appearance of Mia the Magic Girl, who is a young sorceress struggling to achieve her full potential. So we got God's #1 second print for the first week of November, and God's #2 with some keys for this week. And the next up, we have Amazing Spider-Man #37. Now this one is a possible first appearance, but it's of Repo. And Repo is described as the scariest new Spider-Man villain in decades. What Spider-Man villain's scary? Venom? Maybe Mysterio, because if you really took Mysterio to its logical conclusion, it could make you do some pretty horrible things. But yeah, so it looks like there is a potential appearance in number 36, which hasn't come out yet. and we have number 37 here, so I would look for 36 as well. Put that on your radar. Alright, next up we have Punisher number 1, and this is the first appearance of the new Punisher, Joe Garrison. He's a retired SHIELD Black Ops agent, and it's a possible first appearance of The Offer, who's a crime lord. Now, honestly, I really quite hate the Punisher being anyone else except Frank Castle. I'm not gonna lie. So, while yes, this is a first appearance, I'm encouraging all of you to, stand with Frank. Anyway, yeah. Let's just move on. Poison Ivy number 16. We have first appearance of Chuck, who I don't know. It just says it's an ordinary family man who discovers a higher calling in life. No idea what that means. No idea if it matters. But yeah. Alright, so next up we have All-Star Comics number 3. This is the facsimile edition, and it is the first team appearance and origin of the JSA. Which, man, look at that. That is just so cool. That's way too cool. Alright, so moving on, we have another facsimile reprint, and it is of Number Woman number 1. And it's the origin of Wonder Woman. I probably should have put this back with the other Spider-Man, but it is what it is. We have the 1/100 Disney 100 Secret Wars number 1 homage variant, and Donald Duck as Cyclops, Captain America, Wolverine, Goofy as Spider-Man, Pluto's Hulk. Oh, Iron Man. I couldn't tell what that was in the black and white. Alright, moving on, we have this awesome cover of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 145. This is the Dia de los Muertos variant. I just thought it was pretty neat and specific for, it's coming out in November 8th, so I feel like it should have come out in October, but it makes sense because when I was doing the October ones, I didn't see any of these. I think maybe the Raphael one came out in October, and I was confused as to why I didn't see the other ones, but that's why. Looks like it is coming out in November. But alright, last one for this week is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin number 1. Now, I can't, on this website it has 2 of them, and this one says reissue variant. This one has reissue in parentheses, so but basically it's a reissue of The Last Ronin number 1. And I thought these were all supposed to be regular comic sized. I think the FOC for it's actually this week. If I get this video out in time, it would be due on Monday for all the books, or the FOC is due on Monday, at least according to what I'm seeing online. So yeah, that is my last book for the week of November 8th in 2023. So let's just keep the train moving on to the next week. And starting things off for the week of November 15th is Star Wars Visions Peach Momoko number 1. So this is written by Peach Momoko, and she's also the artist. So she's bringing her talents to a Star Wars story. There is a 1/100 Momoko variant. If you're a fan of Momoko and you like Star Wars, this really might be something you'd be interested in. And also, Visions has had some luck and pretty good success, and I think people generally like about half of them, so that's pretty good. But next up, We have Immortal Thor, number 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, this one does have a first appearance as well. It's the first appearance of Hancock, a cult member who believes that she is the successor to the legacy of the Sith. So it looks like Momoko is actually going to be diving into Sith lore, which is really awesome. Alright, now we have the Immortal Thor, number 4, and it's a possible introduction of the Four. Now, it is a possible introduction of the Four. The solicitation does state that it is... Where's my cursor? Sorry, the Immortal Thor in summoning of the Four. So, either it ends and then they're shown in the next series, or they get shown here. Next up, we have Batman Gargoyle of Gotham number 2, and I just really like that gritty cover right there. And I was just seeing if I wonder if that's Grandpa that did that cover. But anyway, this one does have 2 first appearances: first appearance of Moth-Er and first appearance of the Virgin. So the next 3 are ones that I'm kind of interested in. This one, the Lipstick Clica, is alright, so this one actually has already had its first adaptation, and it's already in TV development, or it's slated for TV development with Sony's Night of the Cadillacs licensing deal. So this one already does have, some spec value to it, because again, it already has their right here, Night of the Cadillacs. So if that's something you're interested in, here's a variant, cover B. So those are alright, but I think it could be a little interesting. Next, but I did want to show you guys this one as well, is Outsiders number 1. Now this one actually does have some first appearances. As first appearance of the drummer, that is a female version of the Planetary character. And then there's another first appearance of the Third Man, who's a villain with a secret that's buried beneath America. So I think this could be pretty fun. It looks like they have Batwoman here. Batwoman actually is really good when she's done right. And I really don't want to blame the CW or DC movie failure on, the comic books. So I think this could be worth giving a shot. We'll see. There might be some more information that comes out about it as it approaches. And the last one is the Deviant number 1, and I just think that this is like an awesome cover. So it says, a blood-stained Santa Claus commits unimaginable atrocities. It's written by James Tynion. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to mention it. And then it also, this is a 1-for-100 Bermejo variant. So this is a James Tynion book with a Bermejo 1-for-100 variant. So that's kind of why I put it on here. I think it's a pretty nice combination for a decent spec value. Alright, that's it for the week of November 15th, 2023. Let's move on to the next week of November 22nd. Alright everyone, I'm going to be upfront with you before we even get into this week. There's only one good spec book. The rest are just covers or books that I think are going to be awesome. So I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. But we have the Catwoman number 59. This is the 1-for-50 variant, and it looks like the animated variant, which I grew up on. So that's why I put it on here. Next up, we have Daredevil Black Armor number 1, and it's actually written by the guy who introduced Daredevil's Black Armor back in the 90s. And this is the 1-for-25 Grassetti variant, and the Black Armor suit was specifically introduced in Daredevil 321 in 1993. Alright, we have next up Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars Battle World number 1. So Tom DeFalco is actually returning to the 1984 Secret Wars series to tell an untold story that was set during this time frame. and you just have the cover homage right here. So it's, for those who are interested in this, especially with this is how it's going. This isn't the cover A, but this is sort of the homage variant. This is the way the MCU is going, so it might be pretty important to check this out. But next up, we have a couple covers for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 114, and this is the 1 for 50 Durso variant. And I mean, you got the Pink Ranger and the White Ranger in a 1 for 50 variant, and it's really, I think, like really good art, really well done. But next up, I did want to tell you there is a FOC reveal variant. So it doesn't necessarily say an unexpected ally. Oh, Dark Spectre. I don't know if that's it, but it says there's a reveal variant. So if it's in the solicitation, I don't know that it's a reveal. Although there was, we know Spider-Boy with the reveal, how that hit. So, and this is FOC. So if the art comes out, after FOC, the stores cannot actually order more. So that's why these FOC reveal variants are worth more than a regular reveal variant. So I thought I'd let you guys know about that. Next up is actually just a personal choice of mine, Addams Family Charlatans Web, based off of Charlotte's Web. Charlatan being like a darker term, and Addams Family, I think it fits. And then there are a couple cool covers. This one is closer to like the movie, and they look like they have some type of, so it looks like it might be some type of spell potion with or love potion, with it being Charlatan also. But then there's a 1 for 10, which is just cover A as a virgin. So let's move along to Assassin's Creed Visionaries #1, and this is cover B. And I mean, is this Ezio here? And then let's see. Is it this? So this is the main cover for it. Actually, that's the guy from, that has to be the assassin from Unity. He has to be from. All right, so this one is really cool here. Oh, this is Altair. So, and that makes sense. Let's see. Connecting. This is Albuquerque, Louis, main cover. Alright, so I'm not really into any of the ratios here. That one's nah. And then this, I actually didn't play Origins. And then this with the pyramid, that has to be from Origins. So I just haven't gotten into that. But yeah, okay, so the first spec of this week, and only spec of this week, is the Incredible Hulk #6. And this one is the first appearance of Spirit of Vengeance from a century ago. So we know, our Ghost Rider is the Spirit of Vengeance. But a 100-year-old Ghost Rider is being summoned to ride down the Hulk. There is a 1 for 25 LaRocca, which could be a really cool cover of that character. So that might be something you'd want to be interested in if you like Ghost Rider. But that's it for November 22nd. So let's move on to the last week of the month, November 29th. Alright, I did actually screw up. This X-Men 141 Facsimile Edition is going to come out that week of November 22nd, and I just forgot to put it in that section, but so here it is. You got this key with this iconic cover, and it says, "Journey into the dystopian future where Sentinels stalk the Earth, and X-Men are humanity's only hope until they die." So there's some foils. There's the facsimile foil variant, but yeah, so that's it. But let's move on, and to start off for this week, we have Power Girl #3, and this one actually has a pretty good spec, as it is a possible appearance of Symbio, and I mean, I don't know. We'll see how DC goes, but Power Girl seems to be pretty popular. But let's just move on to something more popular, X-Men Blue Origins #1. So I'm guessing it's going to be the origin of Nightcrawler and Mystique. We know this particular story is going to have the origin of Mystique, and I think so the mother and son reunite. That's right, Mystique is Nightcrawler's mom. I forgot about that. So yeah. Alright, next up is Howard the Duck #1. And I actually kind of like this because he's always been like a background character, kinda. And you have Hulk and Thor fighting in the background, and Mjolnir comes and smashes his cake. But it does have the first appearance of Peeper, who is an all-seeing cosmic entity. And I think that's really funny, having that character be named Peeper. But next up from DC, so again, DC is going to be the day before, so it's going to be the 28th as opposed to the 29th. And this is the Penguin #4 from Tom King and Rafael de la Torre. And it has the first appearance or reintroduction of Lisa St. Clair, who's a femme fatale from Cobblepot's past. A character named Lisa St. Clair was actually featured in the Young Love arc in 1963, and that is issues 68 to 78. But it's the first appearance, you know, in the modern run. Next up, we have Uncanny X-Men 142 Facsimile Edition to go along with the previous weeks. I think that was 141. So there you go. Next up is another facsimile edition, and that is Doom Patrol 99. Now, this one is a facsimile reprint of the first appearance of Beast Boy. So right here, new Meet Beast Boy, plus Bugman. But we all know Beast Boy is bigger than Bugman. And I think Doom Patrol's new. The trailer for the new season or something maybe just came out. But alright, so next up we actually have a sweet Something is Killing the Children opportunity. There's a FOC reveal variant for this one. Erica's heartbreak in the wake of the tragedy turns to rage as he faces Cutter one final time. But who else will fall at the hands of the Order, and how will things change for Cecilia and the House of Slaughter? So it'll be really interesting. A couple of these covers are cool, but I just want to touch upon this FOC reveal variant. It'll be interesting what they decide to go with. And that's a really awesome 1/100 right there. And then here's another good LCSD foil, but this is actually an unlockable variant. So I don't know if that's one per store or what. But there is also a 1/75 TBA variant, so they're kind of going a little hard on this. And well, here's the 1/25, but I didn't really like it, so I kind of didn't. That's why I wasn't really going to show it. But this does seem, you know, to be a pretty big book as far as what they're throwing at it, as far as the covers. So generally, that means something bigger could be on the way. Next up, we have Harley Quinn #34. Strictly a cover by. We got Stanley Artgerm doing what he does best. I mean, look at that. That's awesome. Alright, last for this week and for my picks for the month of November in 2023 is a Jack Kirby Collector #88. I honestly don't know much about what this is, but Jack Kirby Collectors, the Jack Kirby collection was for Kirby collectors. We're doing a whole issue about collectors. We explore people's quest for purchase. Okay, so it's people who are trying to collect Jack Kirby, like, original artwork and what it means to them, not just the art, but the comics themselves. So that's really cool. This would actually make a really awesome documentary that I think, and plus there's an interview with Marv Wolfman. So there you go. I mean, this is, I think I saw it's like $8 or something like that. I forget where I saw it. But $10.95, $11. This thing seems so cool. It's even cooler now that I like went through and read the solicitation. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad that that's my last one for this, ending it off on that. So there you go. Last book for this month is Jack Kirby Collector number 88. Alright everybody, that's going to go ahead and do it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed my comic spec picks for all of November 2023. And if you did, please click that thumbs up button, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, check out my PayPal and my Venmo in the description of the video. Check out my my 1K subscriber giveaway I got going on. Check out these other 2 videos to see more awesome things. Thanks again for checking out this video, and until next time, bye!